This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi. My guest today is Aly Winstead. She lives here in McMinnville, and she's going to tell us about her photography. So, welcome, Aly.
Thank you.
I'm glad you could be here today.
Me too.
So, I suppose I should start out by saying that you are the smiling face from the Starbucks drive-through window. And when I come to get my coffee in the morning, there's cute little Aly smiling and being so cheerful and festive and making my Americano. And I had no idea that when I saw that we were going to interview Aly Winstead, that it was the same you.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! So that's really fun.
Yes.
It's nice. It's always nice to, know that there's like another side to the people that we see at work.
Yeah. And like finding out like relationships, couples, and all that.
Sure.
And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
So let's talk a little bit about you. You're from McMinnville originally?
Yes, I'm from McMinnville, born and raised, and then I moved to Portland and did my whole growing up teenage years there, and then I'm back here now that I've had a child and enjoying the small town community.
Cool. And how did you get into photography?
Well, when I was like 10, my dad for Christmas or something bought me like 24 disposable cameras, and he's like, shoot pictures of everything, take pictures of everything you see, and all my pictures were horrible, like just ridiculous, like shoes, like But and he always told me the only careers that are gonna get you anywhere in life and the economy that's coming on is gonna be a teacher so that you can have good winter breaks or something about vacation, I don't remember, or a photographer because that's something you're gonna make a lot of money off of, and that's something that the economy is always gonna rely on, which seems ridiculous, but he always was saying that, and he's always like, just work on photography. And he would develop every one of those cameras and had a huge drawer full of just photos. And they were never that good. But then as time went on, I got like one Christmas, got my first Canon PowerShot little digital camera. And started messing with the settings and black and white and sepia. And then once I went to Italy and Greece, I went on an art tour, I think my junior year of high school or sophomore year, or something like that. And I started really getting serious because there was so many beautiful things that I wanted to capture. And I realized I have to capture this because I'm not coming back anytime soon. So I really worked on that. And then when I got home, we all exchanged pictures from the trip. And I realized that even without editing, the angles that I would capture and different movements in life were very unique compared to just the photos that everybody else had taken from the trip. And so I kind of started to mess with that more and more and take pictures of my friends and stuff like that. And then eventually, just a little while ago, kind of started to think that maybe this could be a career eventually for me. So
that's interesting. Yeah. When you were talking about your dad giving you all those disposable cameras, I flashed on this. I think I was, maybe like a freshman in high school or whatever the big time was back then. I got a Polaroid camera. You take the picture and it develops while you wait. That was a huge big deal back then.
I would love one of those. I wish they were so expensive to have the film and stuff.
The retro.
They're rad. I just want to carry around on my neck and ride my bike and take pictures of things.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Yeah. But now, what I think was cool about Polaroids for people was it was sort of instant. You could see what you had. And now with digital photography, you could instantly see and you could say, oh, no, that looks horrible, delete.
Redo, yeah.
Exactly.
People that shoot just on film, I really admire their confidence and what they're shooting. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, are you sure you want to do that? Maybe if you just turn it a little bit, you're going to see that sun ray a little bit different. And I definitely enjoy digital and modern technology.
So tell me how you sort of developed your talent as a photographer. Did you take classes?
I had a friend in our church who was a photographer, and she kind of showed me some different things. And then my generation, we were all very emo is what they called it. We take lots of pictures from above ourselves and edit them. And so MySpace, when MySpace was cool, we would just take pictures of ourselves and edit and edit and edit. So I really
edit mean Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the free online programs high schoolers use, I guess we were middle schoolers, and so learning how to tweak colors and changing contrast and exposure was a thing that I used a lot, and I think that kind of started to develop my eye for angles because I wanted to get everything unique because I was emo, and the whole thing about emo is you're different than the rest of the world and nobody understands. And So, yeah.
So emo is like over emotional or something?
Yeah, I'm not emo. Not anymore. That was the cool, I don't know, I guess that was just the cool thing to be in high school, where your hair is like black and over your eyes and moody, but yeah.
But you're like naturally a sunny disposition.
I didn't pull it off very well. No.
Yeah, I would think not. So you've taken a couple of classes, but mostly you've been self-taught.
Yeah, I signed up for a photography class in college, but I didn't really like fall through with it that much. I think I went to like 3 of the classes, and for me, it's been like, I feel like it's kind of been like a natural ability that I've just gotten to develop, and I don't feel like I've had to like really like struggle with it, like I have to struggle with like algebra or anything like that, you know, like math, I took algebra like 4 times and barely passed, but I feel like this is just something that I've kind of just developed as I go, and every single time that I do a shoot, I learn something new, and it's like, wow, if people have 2 different skin tones, I'm going to have to adjust them according to the light, so that if I try to edit them, the person with the lighter skin tone is not going to get totally bleached out, you know, and learning things like that. It's quite interesting, but it's learning, yeah.
So like the picture that you took of this woman behind you, now did you add the color in, or did you just bleach out everything that wasn't the color? How did you do that?
So it was very basic color, and then I made it black and white. Okay. But then had a setting where you can add color, take the black and white out of certain spots. So then I had the original colors with the black and white. And then I put this other setting over that to where it changed the hue of the photo. And then I went individually into each one of these spots and tweaked those into certain shades and colors to try to get the effect that I wanted.
Okay, that's really interesting, because I love the way, I mean, essentially it looks like a black and white photo, but then you can see her eyes have got some color, and her lips and the rings, obviously, and it's just really interesting.
Yeah, her eyes actually were quite a surprise, because her eyes aren't even brown, like, I don't think. And they're definitely not that color, and they ended up being this, like, cool golden brown, and sometimes, like, technology just kind of happens to have a weird fluke, and it ends up being just beautiful, so.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you really do use a lot of technology in your photos and your...
Yeah. I mean, I could, like, feel confident in taking pictures without editing, and just, presenting them. But I really feel like there's a lot of beauty that can just be enhanced. And just like, how people are beautiful, but, put on a little foundation and some eyeliner, and you're like, wow, yeah, all right.
Exactly.
So... Yeah.
For sure. And so I see this looks like perhaps somebody's seen your pictures?
Yes, that girl's amazing and gorgeous, and she was my first senior pictures that I ever did, and she was kind of a natural. She, like, knew how to pose, and she had this confidence where she was just flaunting it, and really fun to work with, and it was a great learning experience with different editing techniques and different poses, and learning how to direct their body, kind of, because I didn't really even, the first time, think that you have to, like, tell these people that they have to pose like this and move like this, and it might feel weird to them, and you have to assure them that it doesn't look weird, So, yeah, that was amazing, and I can't wait till next year when everybody's doing their senior photos again, and hopefully I'll do a bunch of kids, and my goal is to get, like, a bunch of, like, my ultimate goal would be to get all my Facebook friends to have one of my photos of their family or their senior picture as their profile picture at one point, So
it's Aly Winstead Day.
Aly Winstead, yes.
Everybody puts up their Aly Winstead portrait.
I'm going to get famous.
You are.
That Facebook guy, he needs to, like, look me up, and we need to talk.
I think so. So now, is your goal to open, like, a photography studio? Or I know you were talking at one point about maybe fashion photography?
I think... right now, kind of the steps I would see myself doing is I would love to get a little studio eventually, and I really want to keep it affordable so that people like single moms and, families that don't have enough to, like, really, like, go get $500 family photo package can afford to, like, get a family photo for their mantle. I would really like to have a studio of some sort at some point, but I think that within the next year to 2 years, I'll probably find myself on the path to having my photography being used for businesses like Anthropologie or J. Crew, more fashion design ads, and hopefully that actually will open up some doors for me to be in some other kinds of design projects, just because I really like positioning and visual. I'm very visual. So, and then once my son graduates high school, I plan on kicking him out and, traveling the world. But that's 20 years from now, so I'll have plenty of time to detach. And then I'll hopefully get on with the journalism crew for like National Geographic or something.
So are you interested in doing like nature, wildlife, that sort of thing too?
Yeah, I brought people photography in here, but really my favorite photography would be still lifes, catching animals in action, catching flowers, waterfalls. I
think that you brought some images in.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to take a look at those?
Totally,
okay,
totally.
So we'll get those up, and then people can see them, and you can talk over them once they get going. There you go.
So this is a little girl, and what I try to do on every single family or any kind of photography shoot is to have them bring a prop that represents who they are. And that way it breaks down that uncomfortable level. It makes it so that they are starting to interact with me. And I want to be very real and really portray who they are, unless they, of course, wanted to not seem like them. But that was her favorite book, and that book is something that I guess has been a really bonding experience for her and her mom. So that's what that one was.
Okay.
And that, again, is her, and she's just, like, gorgeous. And that was a really interesting photo shoot to learn about, like, a darker skin tone. How am I going to edit that with, like, the usual colors that I would usually use, and how to work with kids, because they like to move. And this is another girl. This was just a fun artistic shoot. We were experimenting with lights and makeup and just trying to get a dramatic edge to it.
Sort of a higher contrast or something.
And that's her as well. With some makeup that I did, like, I would love to be able to do a lot of really exotic, like, people, fun artistic shoots. These are all, like, people photography. Oh, here's a real. This is an abstract one, kind of. I like to take photos, edit them, and then overlay a picture of space or, like, some crazy, like, star formation or something, and edit it into the photo to where it has a really crazy effect. So that's, like, got some meteor, like, in slow motion or something on there. And that photo actually has been, like, a bestseller, which is really random. I think it's just what's kind of in right now is that whole, like, indie, awkward angles of really random objects. And that's been crazy selling. So, yeah. And this one is, again, a little bit spacey. It's got that kind of unique editing vibe. And I like to do that on a lot of my photos. And that's just catching the beauty of something that's just in your own backyard.
The color's fabulous, though.
Yeah.
I really like
and
that.
The shapes all just kind of blend together nicely. This is also a bestseller. And again, has the space overlay. Just another thing in the house, just something random that you see that you think, oh yeah, there's a globe on the shelf. And then you look a little closer and you're like, oh no, look, there's like something you could look at for half an hour and still be seeing brand new things.
For sure, yeah.
And this is out at Rock of Ages, and that place just lends itself to, like, perfect photos, just walking around out there. And I'm really, really love experimenting with, like, the aperture and making the background blurry while the front subject is just popped up and clear. And to me, that just sucks me in. I love the depth of it.
That's pretty.